Hi there. Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev, Sunday Facebook Live, and to YouTube, to my channel, Beverly Morales. Thank you for coming. If you are on YouTube, you are watching the replay, and all you have to do is click on my picture, then subscribe will turn red. Click there, and then you will be subscribed. Click on the little bell to get notifications on when I come on live. Hi, Carol. I saw two Carols, I think. Yes, and Linda. Hi, welcome, guys. Happy Sunday. Hi, Joan. It was so nice today here in California that we moved our two big chairs that we have on our front porch. Hi, Annie. And out into the sun, closer to the sidewalk. Hi, Roz. And sat out in the sun. Hi, Karen. Sat out in the sun, my mom and I, and just enjoyed the great sunshine today. Hi, Louise. So it was really nice. I think we were out there for 2 hours, maybe, hour and a half, something like that, and just soaking in the sunshine. It was so nice and warm. I know you guys, some of you guys have snow and it's freezing. Snow is beautiful though. We have 1 more minute and then I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna work with the stamp, the single stamp every chapter tonight. That is another stamp that caught my eye early on when the new mini catalog came out. And so I just take my turns using my newer stamps and try to use them a couple of times for you to share all the ideas that come into my head, and I'm sure you guys get lots more too. So we will get started right on time, just giving everybody a chance to jump on. Hey, Julia. Hi, Debbie. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Yeah, so it's been kind of quiet. For those that are wondering, Ken's surgery has been scheduled for February 1st. That is a Tuesday, so I will not be live that day for my To Be Continued. But we have tonight, we have this coming Tuesday, and we have next Sunday. So that's what's going on, and then I will let you know how he's doing and all of that when he gets back. Okay, it's 7 o'clock, so we're going to get started. The first thing I want to do is tell you who the winner is of the cards that I made on Tuesday. Hi, Eva, welcome. So this is one of the cards I made, and you know, I've been talking about this a lot, but I've been taking 45 minutes to close to an hour on my lives because I was making 2 cards. So tonight I'm going to only make 1. I think that's a little long to have you guys on. But you know, you can always give me your input, and if you guys like the longer Facebook lives, then let me know and I can go back to showing you 2 each night. So here's the first one that I made, and the winner gets her choice. That one or this one, just depends on which one she wanted. I was so confused with Saturday. Was looking for you yesterday. Yeah, Sunday and Tuesday, Eva. You thought yesterday was Sunday? Probably. I know, I get my days mixed up too. So the winner gets to choose. Let's see who she is. Louise. Louise, Louise. The more cards, the better, Karen says. And who did I just miss? Joyce. Hi, Joyce. So Louise, you're the winner. You get to choose. I'll turn you down so you can see both the cards side to side, so you can choose. And Louise, I do already have you in my book of winners. And hi, Rhonda, welcome. So you do not have to send me your address. I will get that addressed and out to you tomorrow, Louise. So congratulations, yay. All right, let me turn you guys down and let Louise pick her card. You like those 2 cards. Well, I'm glad. Here we go. There we go. And important. Hey, Rhonda, thanks for sending me that cute little feed where Rhonda sent me a little note that this person was announcing a party bus. And the party bus goes to like Goodwills and all these different places for us to shop. And I was just like, oh man, wouldn't that be fun? When COVID is over and it's safe to go out again, I want a bunch of us to get in our cars and just to go shopping like that. It'd be a fun day and lunch and that kind of thing. So here are the 2 cards, Louise. You tell me which one you want. You can tell me by color. This is, I forget the name of this pink, but it's the new in color and cinnamon cider. Hi, Cookie. So you can either say pink or brown, whatever's easier for you. You're in, Rhonda. You want to go? Okay, we'll all go. So I'll put those aside until Louise tells me which one she wants. And then I'm going to remind you of the prize of the month. It's either, you get to choose whoever the winner is. Polished pink, thank you. This sheer ribbon, and it's pool party, I believe. Yes, pool party. Or one of the Celebration Level 2 stamp sets. If you don't get a chance to earn that one, you could choose that if you're my winner. Now, what do I mean by if you're the winner? If you place an order with me, you're automatically entered in the first day of the month. I spin the wheel, and everybody that had ordered from me's name is in the wheel, and wherever it lands, that person will get to choose one of those 2 items. You're welcome, Louise. All right, here is my host code for January. This is my link where you can shop with me. This is my email, and thank you to those who have been communicating to me or with me on email. And thank you to all my new subscribers on YouTube. Oh my goodness, I've had a YouTube channel for a long time, but I really didn't share a lot of videos on it, hardly at all. And when I decided I was going to start using YouTube more, was about, I'm guessing, probably a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and I only had, I'm going to guess, around 50-something subscribers, and now I'm almost at 250. So that is a big yay. I'm so glad for all you YouTube subscribers. Thank you. Start commenting so I can enter your names into the drawing to win one of the cards also. All right. Every chapter. This is the stamp, every chapter. This is the case, and it's a single stamp. Hi, Katie, welcome. And I have this stamp on block E. Now, did you guys know that each block has a letter on the side that tells you what size it is? So you can always look in the catalog, and block E is the one that fits this stamp. I married that stamp set with Slim Sayings. These are a cling stamp set also, and I am using You Are One of a Kind, and this is on block H, the one of the kind. Okay, and I keep dropping them and they keep making a loud bang. All right, let me put those where they belong. All right, and you can find every chapter in the mini on page 62. That is the code number of it, and that is the price. Slim Sayings is also in the mini on page 52, and there is the code and the price. There is a bundle. I am also using Abstract Beauty Designer Series paper. I love, love, love this Designer Series paper. It comes in 4x6 size. That is the item number, and that is the price. And it just has beautiful, it's a specialty paper, and in case you didn't know, whenever you see the word specialty, there is a shimmer, shine, like this gold here. Hey, Kathy, look at that. Look at all the gold in this paper. Thank you, Joyce. She just subscribed to YouTube. and or to this channel. I'm not sure which, but either one or both, thank you very much. Look at all of these. And these are not all the patterns, but I'm just quickly showing you the patterns. This is very, very, very pretty. Some of the patterns in this paper, and of course it's double-sided, but one side is specialty, which means it has the gold shimmer in it. If you were in my paper share, you got some of this, and you're going to be glad that you did. I'm also on this card using the Real Red ribbon on page 9 of the, I didn't write down which catalog. You love this DSP too. It's much prettier in person than it is in the catalog. That's absolutely right. Hi, Connie Smith. I'm so glad you're here. Page 9. So I wrote page 9 down. So let me see. That must be the mini. Let me just double check though, because I usually write what catalog it's in, and I didn't on this one. Page 7. Yeah, it's in the mini on page 9. Okay. It's the red ribbon. And I just made a little point here that if you ordered these items here, you would qualify for a $50 level celebration item at that point. So just a little note there, because it is celebration and it's a time when you can earn items for free. I also used the 6x6 craft paper on this project, and that's a carryover item. So there is the item number and the price. I used the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch, and that's on page 149 of the annual catalog. I used 2 Stampin' Right markers. They're on page 128. You pick a family and you get 10 markers, one of each color. And I didn't put any, I put the price, but I didn't put a code number because you might pick a different family. I used Real Red and Shaded Spruce today. So those are from 2 different families, but just so you know where to go and look. I'm also going to emboss tonight. So everything to do with embossing is on page 128 of the annual catalog. And I use gold embossing tonight, but it comes now in a metallic pack. So you would also get silver and copper embossing powder. That's the item number and that's the price. I forgot to type in Versamark ink, but that is the item number. And then you'll need a heat tool to heat set everything. Okay, then what did I write down? Basic needs. Basic white cardstock, all your adhesives, and your cutting tools, and items that you need when you're stamping. So if anybody has any questions on any of that, just ask me and I'll show it to you again. Okay, so let's look at the card first. The Designer Series paper, Abstract Beauty, has a gold and white striped 4x6 piece of paper in it that I used for the card that is the sample. While this is a basic card, it does have a little trick to it. Thank you for the hearts. I'm glad you like it. The gold embossing is simple. A little bit of color with the markers, because I didn't want you to get scared when you saw this stamp and think there's a lot of coloring to that. If you do not want to color, or if you want very little color, this is the way to go. It would look good in gold, silver, copper, any embossing that you have. The only reason I use gold tonight is because I was marrying it up with the Abstract Beauty specialty paper. Okay, now what's so special about this card? Well, I enjoy every chapter of your friendship with a stack of books, your cute reading glasses, and a cup of tea or coffee, whichever is your favorite. But you'll see that there's something poking out of the cup. So I'm going to teach you how to do this. You are one of a kind. And that does not pull all the way out. It stays in the card, so you could push it back in. Now, if you did not want it to stay in the card, you could just leave it loose, so they would have a bookmark if your friend is a reader. So that's just an idea. Thank you, Connie. Oh, thanks, Debbie. I'm glad you like it. I really like this because you guys know I like large items, large images, so we can get done faster, right? Okay, let's get started. So to make this card, to do the little bookmark, this is where I use the 6x6 craft paper that I mentioned. So there's a strip here and it's 1x6. And to stamp the image, the book image, I used basic white cardstock, and it's cut at 3 5/8 by 4 3/4. Okay, so let's start there. Now, I only had one piece of the striped paper in the Abstract Designer Series paper, so this card is going to be made with the gold polka dots. I love this. I have a friend that we share books. Oh, that would be perfect, Julia. How nice. And then the card base, regular card base. And then I cut off this piece here because remember I said it's 4x6 and we need 4 by 5 1/4 for the layer. So I have this left over for the inside of my card that I will just lay on the inside layer of my card, okay, when we get there. All right, so let's start with the embossing. So I'm going to emboss on the 3 5/8 by 4 3/4 piece. And I'm going to start by using an Embossing Buddy. Now, an Embossing Buddy is something that Stampin' Up! Used to sell but no longer does. I've heard you can still get them at like craft shops and things like that, but I haven't seen them. Well, I haven't hunted for them. I haven't looked for them, so I just know that they're out there. Probably Amazon would have them. I don't know. But I really like the Embossing Buddy because hi, Valerie. Because it takes the static away that may be in the air and helps with the powder not sticking anywhere except for where you want it to stick. We need Versamark ink for embossing. And that's true and not true. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I have used a regular ink pad, any of our regular ink pads, colors, and as long as I stamp and pour clear powder over them right away, they have embossed for me with no problem. But Versamark is an ink that's clear, so you can use it with your golds and your silvers and your coppers, and it stays wet longer, so there's no rushing when you're embossing. Hi, Cheryl, welcome. So I'm just going to pounce Versamark ink onto the stamp, and then I'm going to take this away. I like a flat surface when I'm stamping. I don't want anything to cause any lumps or bumps underneath where I'm stamping. And I am just going to place this stamp down onto the card. And then I'm going to put my whole palm of my hand on top of the stamp block and press. I'm going to take my finger and hold the paper down and pull back my stamp, and you don't see anything. It's like, Bev, you didn't stamp anything. I did. You will see it in a second when I pour the gold embossing powder onto the wet ink. I have here a piece of scrap paper that's got some score lines in it, so I can gather up all my powder that's left over that I don't need and put it back in my jar very easily. You just want to check to make sure that powder is over the complete image so everything gets embossed. Then I bring my jar back and put the rest of the embossing powder back in the jar. Put the lid on so I don't accidentally spill it and waste it. So now I have a Versamark image covered with powder, but if I were to touch it right now, because it's not heat set yet, it would smear and the powder would come off. So I'm going to get my heat tool. There is the number of the heat tool. And I'm going to turn it on and let it warm up for just a second. I'm going to grab something, anything, a marker, the backside of a pencil, anything, and hold down your paper so it doesn't blow away. And then I'm going to point at my embossed image, and I'm going to hold it there until it starts to emboss. You will see the embossing turn shimmery, shiny, and layer up. On the glasses there, can you see it starting to happen? So then you just want to move your heat tool a little bit until it all starts to emboss. The more you have your heat tool on to warm up, the faster this will happen. But remember, do not touch the item until all the powder is heat set. Hi, Susan. And this tool gets really, really hot, so don't point it at your fingers or your hand to burn yourself. Just point it right at your image. Thank you for sharing, Susan. Okay, I'm going to move this up a little bit until I get the whole book embossed. Books. There's a stack of books. Okay, now at this point I think it's done. Okay, I want to show you here, right here on the glasses. It doesn't look like it's shiny, so I'm going to point it there and wait till I see shine, and then I know it's done. Okay. Sorry, it's kind of loud, I know. All right. At this point, there's many, many ways that you can color this image. And on Tuesday, I'm going to show you another way. This is also a great image where you can paper piece. But tonight, I'm using the shaded spruce and the real red markers. Now, there's a little flower here. And so I'm going to color that flower red. And then there's some, and I'm using the fine point of the marker because it's small. The flower is small. But I did want some color on this card, even though the gold embossing makes everything, and the designer series paper makes everything so elegant looking. See there? Just that little flower, how cute that is. And then you're going to notice that there's some leaves here. There's some leaves on the cup, and there's some leaves there. So I'm going to use the spruce on those. There's a bookmark here. I'm going to flip over to the wider point and see how that works for me here. Now you want to be careful and not go out of the lines, and embossing makes it easier to color and not to leak out of the lines. But what I do, did you see that? I color the main area, and then I flip over to the fine point and grab the edges just to make sure that I don't go out of the lines. So that's what's so nice about having the dual tip markers. Sorry, got a phone call. It's my sweet little aunt from LA. I'll have to call her back when this is over. Hope everything's okay. She usually, you know what? That was probably a boo-boo, because she usually calls my house phone, so she probably accidentally called me. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shaded spruce, and I'm going to come up to the leaves and just color those in. So this card really doesn't take a lot of time because there's not that much coloring in it. However, if you're a watercolorer and you stamp this on watercolor paper and use shadow and all those things, Oh my goodness, it would be stunning, absolutely stunning. And then right here. Fun so far? You guys like this image? I think it's adorable. Okay. So now I need to emboss this guy since I have my powder and stuff out. But before I do, I want to talk about the delightful topper tag. Notice here, if you haven't seen these kind of punches before, there's 3 sizes. The widest it will punch is a 2-inch strip, 1.5, and 1. So this is a 1, and I'm just going to go all the way up into the punch until it stops. I like to turn it over and make sure that it's even. And when I see that it is, then I punch. Then I pull it back out and we have a cute tag. The reason this one is so long is because, remember, I use the Slim Sayings. You are one of a kind. And it fits on here perfectly. Okay. So I need to go back to my Versamark. This back in case anybody wants it. And I like to show things twice. So if you're new, you're getting another look at how to emboss. I'm just pouncing my Versamark ink onto my stamp. The next step is to put the stamp, oh, I have to move this again because I don't want the crease of the line there. I'm going to pull it down because the camera's in my way. Hi, Pam. And I need to pull it down so I can see where I'm getting it. I'm going to look around, and I'm going to try to get the U as close to the little hole in the tag as I can while keeping the words on the tag. It's much easier when you don't have the camera here. It's right above me, right where this is. Hi, Connie, welcome. All right, back to our little setup here. Pull off, open up your embossing powder, sprinkle and shake, and voila. Your message, your secret message is no longer a secret. Welcome, Sandra. Okay. I'm gonna, on the side here, I'm putting my powder away. I just paranoid to spill it because if you don't spill it, if you don't have an accident, that powder will last you a very, very long time. If you see any extra flakes on your item, on your paper, you can just flick it and it should all come off, okay? If you use your Embossing Buddy, you'll have less chance of excess powder. Hold your paper down. Now my gun should be hotter than it was the first time, so this should not take as long. See how the Y starts? Oh, there we go. Because it's warmed up, it's already going to emboss. Thank you, guys. And again, at the U, the Y, I'm sorry, at the Y, you're going to see right in the middle of the Y, it's not quite shiny. So I need to go back there and hit it one more time. And now the K. You'll see it in person. If it's not really shiny, it's not done. And you want to make sure it's heated and set. Otherwise, remember I told you it would smear. Okay, the K just puffed up. Down here, it was not puffing. You had not seen embossing powder for 15 plus years. Wow. Yeah, embossing you can forget about it. Oh, look at the O. See the top of the O? It doesn't look shiny like the rest to me. I'm going to hit that one more time. There we go. There we go. All right, now it all looks really good. All right, so now I'm going to take my paper trimmer. and I'm going to cut off. I'm going to leave a little bit of space between kind and the cutting channel and cut off just a little bit, or cut off there. Leave a little bit showing there, okay? Then we're going to get a scrap. You guys know that follow me that I keep a container of scraps right here by my desk, all different sizes. And at this point, it doesn't matter at all what color you use, what size it is, or anything, okay? So just grab a scrap, and we're gonna set that aside here. I need my paper cutter one more time because the little bookmark was coming out of the cup. So I am gonna line up the gold top of the cup just under my cutting channel the best I can, as close as I can, without cutting the cup off. Again, camera issues, but I'm just going to try my best, and I'm going to pay attention to where the cup starts, and the little mark on the side of this tool, of the cutting tool, tells me where the blade actually is. So I'm going to set that down, and I'm going to pull and stop when I think I'm at the end of the cup. Okay, now okay, so this is a little short for this tag. So I haven't moved anything, so I'm going to go back and go up a little bit more, or you can use your snips and snip as far as you want to go. Okay, so now I have a slit above the cup. I'm going to take my linen ribbon and I'm going to put it through the hole that the punch made. You can tie a knot. That's what I did on the first one. Or you can make a loop like this and stick it in and bring your ribbon through. Let me see, I think you stick it in this way. Cut it off and stick it through there so you have a loop like this. A knot is what I did on this card, and it's very, very easy just to make a knot. Okay, so we're going to cut it off and then just tie a knot. Great stamp? Yes, it is. Okay, so now you can just trim this off. And I think that the ribbon out of the cup gives your friend a hint that there is a little surprise in there. If it's a stamper that you give this to, she will know to pull on this. She'll just know because that's what we do, right? But if she's not a stamper, she might not know. Like that? Oh, good. I like the thumbs up there. So let's turn this over. So how do we keep this from getting pulled all the way out and gone? Well, if you want it to be a bookmark, you're done. You don't have to do anything with that. But if you want it to stay in, like I have this one, you pull it and it can't come out. That's what I'm going to show you next. So you take your scrap, any scrap, and you glue it here. Okay, so that's why I wanted you to leave some space. So put this in. And then glue here. Whoa, look at my glue. Good thing I saw that. Okay, so add some glue here. I still got a lot. Take a Kleenex and just take some of that off. I don't need all of that. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this down. Yes, it's too long, but we're just going to cut it. Oh, I didn't see Diane on there. Hi, Diane. I missed your name. Must have been looking down when you got on. Okay, and now, excuse me, now I'm going to cut this off because I don't want it that long. It's longer than the card. I just want it longer than the slit. Okay, it's still wet, but when I pull it up there, it's going to stop now because it has something stopping it. Okay? So that's what it looks like. Lord, I got glue everywhere. How did that gush out like that? Okay, I'm going to let that completely dry, and then I'm going to use my eraser to get that ink off. I don't know how that gushed out like that. Now I'm going to take my silicone mat because I'm sticking to the base here. Okay, so now we want this to have room to slide freely, right? And if it's glued down to the card, it might not slide freely. So you go to your foam adhesive strips. Let's take these out. And you pull off the strips. And I'd like you to put them, thanks Sandra, I'd like you to put them in a little bit, not right on the edge of your card. And I'll explain why in a minute. Let me get these down though. See how nice these strips are and how much easier and faster everything goes with them. Again, come in off your card, don't put it right on the edge. This is going to be longer, so we just take our snips and cut it off. And then bring it around the bottom. And you're going to meet up to the other two. You're not going to go over the other two. You're just going to meet up. And then I've got two extra pieces, so I'm going to put one here and one there and see if they fit. If not, I can trim them. Oh my goodness, perfect. Okay. So there's that. So there's our mechanism, and this is going to give it some lift so it can sit on our card and have room to slide freely. Okay? So let's go back to our card base. And I cut the 4x6 down to 4 by 5 1/4 already in advance. Taken this glue that just squished out everywhere. And now it's not coming. There we go. All right, being a little difficult today. Opening up my card flat and putting my designer series paper in the middle of the front of the card. Here is the inside of the card. Look how cute this extra piece that I cut off is going to make the inside of the card look. You could use your tape runner for this. You can use whatever adhesive you have. I just like the liquid glue because I can move things around if I get them crooked. With tape runners, sometimes when they're down, they're down. So if you make an error, it could be frustrating. Okay, let's put this on the inside just to get it finished. Okay, it's all lined up. I'm going to get a baby wipe, clean off my fingers since this glue is causing me heartache today. And close down my card base. And then we're going to go to the focal point. And we're going to just pull off the adhesive strip paper that covers the adhesive all the way around. Now on Tuesday, I'm going to use the same stamp again, except I'm going to leave the DSP its regular size, so we're going to make a bigger card. And then we're going to set this down, just kind of eyeballing that the top and the bottom and the sides are even. Press down lightly, and then you have your bookmark that will slide. I think that extra glue there got it for a minute. Hi, Darlene. And there you go. I'm going to move all this. Once you get glue on the base that you're working on, you really need to avoid it because it can make your card dirty or rip or something. So there we go. Cute little card, I think, that will cause the recipient to smile at minimum, right? What do you guys think? Do you like it? I'm going to be putting the replay on my YouTube channel, Beverly Morales. I'm also going to be putting a still picture on Facebook, my regular private page. And then I will be putting a cute little reel on Instagram. Oh, thank you for all the hearts, ladies. It's the cute little easy stamp to use every chapter. The bookmark is made with Slim Sayings. And that punch is amazing because depending on the size you cut of your cardstock, 2 inches, 1.5, or 1 inches, you have a hang tag that size, and the length, any length. Now let me show you something else with these punches. People normally don't think of this, and it's fun because this is the craft 6x6 paper. And I mentioned to you guys a few weeks ago that I was so glad it was a carryover because I hadn't really had a chance to play with it that much. So what people forget with these punches, let's do a 2-inch hang tag this time. I just love how thick this paper is, and I'm a craft lover anyway as far as the color goes. And just push it in till it stops. Turn it over, make sure everything is centered. Just a good habit to get into, especially if you're making the smaller sizes. And there's your hang tag. And you can do whatever you want with that. But let's say you cut it down. Well, let me just do it. You don't want it for a hang tag. You want it for a card. Say 5 inches. No, let's do 4.5. So the tip is on 4.5. And then you just put the other end in also. And look at this. It's great. And it has the holes for your ribbon. So you can use, let me get a piece that's cut. You can, let's use our imagination. You stamp something that's on a circle. Color it however you want to color it. You put it on here with dimensionals, and then you've got a piece of ribbon, and you can come up through the holes from the back. Remember, this is going to go on your card or on your bag or whatever you're making. And then you can tie your ribbon here and make one of those easy bows. See this? Very easy. Now this was an already cut piece of ribbon that I just grabbed out of my ribbon drawer, so it could have been a little bit longer to work easier with on this, but I just want to give you guys the idea. And then you can just bend this down and slide this ribbon and put the knot, closer to one side or the other. So you can just manipulate things however you need to use them. You can wrap that around a cream. Yeah, oh yes, you could wrap this around a bottle, like a water bottle if you're having a party and you want to fancy things up. See, you guys are going, your imagination's going. So you can do it this way and then just cut this shorter and leave them straight. Show you that. Okay, one card and still kept you a long time, but I just get so excited when ideas come and I want to share them with you so you guys can use your stuff and get the most out of it. Are there any questions? Remember, email me at mofun44@icloud.com if you have any questions. If you do not have a catalog, you do not have a demonstrator already, and you would like to be one of my customers, please let me know and I will get you all the information you request, the catalogs and all. Okay? You guys have a nice evening, and thank you for spending your special time with me. Good night. I'm glad you could make it too, Connie. Thank you.